This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl on the dock at Quantum Key West Race Week. I've just been watching Dobbs Davis doing his thing. That is something different.
Which thing is that?
Exactly. Which thing is that? He's doing so many different things at this regatta. It's ridiculous, from working in the press office to also doing measuring. I've just watched you measure this lovely boat behind us, PHRFection. You want to run me through that?
Yes. Here at Key West Race Week, we have one class that's racing under handicap. Most of the classes here are one designs. I'm sure you've been telling the audience all week.
Yeah.
However, we have a handicap class. It's used the ORC rating system. The ORC system is used around the world, 45 countries, 10,000 certificates, 9,000 boats, and actually premiered here in the U.S. at Key West last year.
Wow.
So we're back here for the second year. One of the principles in ORC and any measurement system is getting measurements. The culture for that here in the States is atrophied a little bit, let's say, because one designs have been so popular. But measurements are really important. The differences between a good measurement and a bad measurement can be quite a bit in what we've done here actually with our friends on PHRFection, PHRFection, is to measure the freeboards of the boat. And by doing that and having a digital representation of the boat, we can calculate the displacement. If you remember the guy in Greece, Archimedes figured out the displacement principle, that the weight of the body that's immersed in water is proportional to that volume of water, and basically that's what we're doing digitally in this system. So we use a scale like this, and we measure the distance from the water plane up to a known point on the shear, and then we calculate the displacement. What we thought was going on here with PHRFection, is that they didn't have the right measurements. In fact, they didn't have any measurements. There's a system called Overwatch Club in which you can declare what you think the boat weighs or what you think the specifications are.
And from what I understand, that can also run over from your IRC certificate.
Well, but IRC is a measured system, so we do like the data from IRC. Now, in IRC, they have a different principle. They use this. This is a crane scale.
Okay.
Calibrated crane scale. Pick the boat up and weigh it. That's another method of getting at the weight stroke displacement of the boat. ORC would love to have weight. That's certainly a valid input. And so those with IRC certificates, if that data is available, absolutely that's an input to ORC. Here in the US, there is not that much data from IRC measurements of boats like this, certainly. So we do rely on this other method. And what we think was going on with PHRFection is that the data for calculating the displacement was based on a very, very old measurement, 20-some years old, back in the dawn of time, probably back when Nikki was scurrying around in Opties or whatever you were doing. Maybe not even born yet, I don't know.
Who knows?
But we were suspicious of it, and sure enough, we measured the freeboards of the boat. We put it in measurement trim. We're fortunate to have a day of conditions that
and a little rest.
A little rest. But we had good measurement conditions where we could get reasonably accurate data on the freeboards. And I'm going to go ahead and calculate this in the computer. But my guess is that their displacement's going to come around to 100 or 200 kilos different than what they've been racing with.
That's pretty big.
It is big, and it's going to translate through to their rating.
Excellent.
And therefore we can issue them a new certificate. They can get better results. I don't know, frankly, that it's going to affect the podium finishers in this class, but this is part of our system, is accuracy.
And then it's really good that you know that you're always keeping it up to date as well.
Well, if nothing changes, once you get your boat measured, unless you make any changes, you don't have to do it again. It's a kind of a one-stop shopping experience. If you do make changes, then of course you do need to have contact the rating authorities and have your boat measured. But what we're trying to do here in the States is get more measures trained. This is a skill that was around a lot before the advent of One Designs. There were many measures around for IOR and IMS and all these. You
mean then you wouldn't have to do like multiple jobs over a regatta?
It would be I wouldn't have as many air miles, certainly, flying around to do this. So my friends at US Sailing are trying to partner with ORC. to create a club measure program where within each place in the States, sailing center, let's say, that if people want to use this system, they have a local measurer who can do what I've just done on Perfection.
That's so cool.
So we're hoping that...
so if you want to be a measurer, get in touch with Dobbs. You can get in touch with Dobbs via me. No, US Sailing.
US Sailing, yes. Don't call me.
I just increased your inbox about 100-fold. No. Get in touch with US Sailing, and I'm sure they'd love to see you. And I'm sure back in Australia the same thing applies, because measurement is something that happens behind the scenes. We never see it, and we all just count on it to be able to go racing.
Contact Glenn Stanaway in Australia.
Yeah.
He's a good chap, and his assistant there, Mateo.
Yeah.
They're great guys in the YA office. They're on it. They do a great job.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Dobbs, for your time and all your effort this regatta.
You bet.